impressive. It was a total of $9 worth of material. The rest of it was all salvage. Welcome back to the Green Witch Homestead. Today we're building a drying rack for vegetables, which can also be used to house plant trays in the spring for hardening off. I know these look like regular old 2x4s, however they were taken out of the trash on a pallet that was housed for some heavy equipment. We also got some regular pallets here.
Got some nice racks. Had them laying around. I knew there would be a purpose for them later. They hook to a piece of hardware. That's the only thing that we bought new, and the screws. Everything else is repurposed and reused. So this is the pallet wood. All these are the pallet wood. These are a different type of pallet wood, but made them tall enough to have a chimney effect or a convection effect. We'll see how it turns out.
This is a project that we've been trying to figure out how to work out for a little while now, and these pieces all just kind of fell into our laps, so we decided to put them together for this video. It's really nice how things like that work out. So the old grocery store shelves have those little slip-in, slide-down latches, and they'll help hold everything together while we can do the cross beams and cross supports for it.
Set these up in here, kind of propped it all up. It's more or less to help us measure the final measurements of the cross pieces. Look like they're gonna be 49 inches from end to end, 46 and a half. So we'll get our cross beams in here, 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 and then it'll get backs inside. Be a whole thing.
It's a little tall, but we're gonna have 5 racks on it, and like I said, it's gonna be for supporting all the fruits and vegetables that need to cure, like onions and things like that. Garlic, onions, cabbages, squash, things that need to cure before you can bring them inside and store them. Bonus of this is that in the springtime, it'll be extra space for where I can take my trays of plant starts and bring them outside to help harden them off. The plan is to have a shade cloth on the front that we can roll up and drop down when needed, so that nothing is getting hit by direct sun that's too sensitive for it. So we're measuring off the side pieces and cutting them to length, and then each piece will get screwed in with 2 decking screws on the edge to make sure it's nice and secure. So we're gonna get it finished all putting together, and then we're either gonna sand it or power wash it to get the wood cleaned, and then probably stain or paint it so that it stays nice and sealed and cleaned outside in the weather.
If you're ever in a predicament where you're having to work on these awkward positions by yourself, run these screws out past the end of this. You can spread them apart, spread the boards apart, knock them into each other. They'll hold the board up by themselves without having screws in quite yet. You can measure it, move it if you need to, pull out, pull out, go back in, good to go.
So if you ever find yourself working with materials that are reclaimed and not exactly perfect and flush, and you need to make a square, you just use some rope. So he's tied that rope to the outside board, and he's using the second board to pull against with leverage. Once he gets a little tension, he'll loop the rope around for tightness and then check his square. Unfortunately, it got a little too windy and the microphone was just garbled, so I lost a little bit of the footage for the rest of it. But it's pretty much just doing the same thing, measuring and putting together. You can see the roof there. We did it with tin. And this is the final product. All 5 shelves are in, and we're putting the onions on to finish their curing. So just like that, she is basically done. It's got still a little bit of work. We got to sand the side pieces and either stain them or paint them. We're probably going to paint them. And these shelves are completely adjustable, so we have them on there right now to get our onions up. The first row is ones that need to cure a little bit longer, and then the second row is ones that are done and ready to be bagged. And it's pretty impressive. Tin on the roof, and we'll have some type of backing, probably the same green mesh material that we use on the chicken coop, because it provides a break but still allows a little bit of airflow. Yeah, it was a total of $9 worth of material. The rest of it was all salvage.
And remember, get your hands dirty.